Hey, how's it going, Pokemon League Championship fans? It's finally week 2 of playoffs. Huge week. This is the first week of best of threes. We're giving away Cresselia, shiny Cresselia with a VGC moveset, so you guys can snag that for a Magikarp. Just ask for Cresselias on GTS, and we'll slide you a, put a Magikarp up and ask for a Cresselia. You get the drill. It's always the same thing. As always, I've got my commentary team, Zach.
Yo!
And he is filling in alone with me today because, stuff happens in playoffs. People get busy. But not to belabor the point, we've got a huge week this week. All the matches are pretty long. Hoping not to skip anything. I want to analyze everything, but we do have to kind of rush through the teams and stuff too. So just a reminder about the giveaway, guys. Go ahead and follow the instructions up there on the Nightbot, and we'll get you your Cresselia while we stream the rest of this stuff. Leading off, we have Jay versus Josh. This is a best of 3 match between two pretty big players. Jay has been in the league for 2 years now. This is his second playoffs. He didn't get to perform as much in first playoffs because we were all kind of burnt out in Season 2, but now he's back in Season 3. He earned the right, as well as Josh, both of them earned the right to skip Round 1 and wait for their match in Round 2. And they both knew who they were playing 2 weeks in advance, so they both got to prepare a little bit as far as each other goes. But these matches are basically a summary of these two players, like top Pokemon, top teams all year. That's your cue, bro.
Sorry. Yes. We prepared indefinitely.
Okay, no, you don't get it. Anyway, these players definitely had a lot of time to prepare. Jay's team's looking really stout. He's also got, some of his bigger hitters throughout the season. He actually slept on that Mamoswine for quite a few weeks. He got it early on in the season from me, and I don't think you really saw any play from it until now. I can't recall him using it ever.
He used it, but every time he used it, it always ended up getting killed, honestly. Like versus your Liepard.
Oh, yeah, he did use it versus Liepard, didn't he? But anyway, so he's got his pretty big hitters. There's also kind of an even team. I mean, it's more physical than it is special, but that Sableye has more support than anything. And we have 2 supporters, 1 special sweeper. I would say the God, I can never remember his name. Conkelder. He is the sweeper. I mean, he's the cleaner. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna come in, pick up people's hits with Mach Punch and stuff. Sableye is there to disrupt and support. We also have a priority and strong Pokemon in the form of this Mamoswine, who possibly can combo with a Flying Gyarados, depending on whether or not he chooses to Mega Evolve. On Josh's side, we have the Darmanitan that was Zach fame for all of Season 3. First time seeing it on Josh's team, obviously, so this is a big one.
He's definitely a fan of what I was going for. Definitely a fan.
Yeah, I mean, he has Komomo on here too, so that's dope to see. To partner with that, he's leading Hitmontop, who's his fake out Intimidator. He's coming in with Mega Beedrill and Torkoal to support the fire moves, as well as just like kind of control weather if Jay goes for any weather, which we're not going to see weather from Jay, I don't think, this year. It also kind of, or this week, it also kind of cuts Miranda his dude, I can't remember her name, Milotic, down in a good way too. So, that kind of cuts that Pokemon's potential out of the way with Sun. But without further ado, let's go ahead and see how this one goes. You ready, Zach?
Yeah, man, absolutely.
All right, 1, 2, 3, go.
Man.
God, so we're leading off with Josh and his Darmanitan Hitmontop Intimidate, as well as Milotic and Togekiss lead from Jay.
Yeah, Jordan. It's me and Ian. Yeah, we're here, bro. Yeah. So this is not the Flame War Melodic. This is the competitive set. He knows how much Josh likes Hitmontop, so
that's another thing. He used that. They fought in the last a couple weeks before playoffs, and competitive. He also brought competitive against him.
Yep. Yeah. So this Melodic's definitely going to give him the business.
Mercy bringing out the Air Slash on the fighting type. Pretty. That's a thick boy right there.
It might actually. I'm thinking it may actually be Assault Vested. I think so.
Interesting.
So, I mean, because think about it. If Intimidate, Assault Vest,
U-turn, and he wouldn't fake out. He wouldn't really protect as much.
Yeah, no. I'm definitely thinking that's Assault Vest. Not a bad idea, with the Intimidate, you deter physical attackers, and then you can sponge special attacks too, so smart.
Yeah. Good play on his part, but he withdraws it.
This Crawdon takes a beating right here. And Melodic living up to its tanky name. Covering that mad HP.
Yep. Going for the Protect. Protects are so clutch in double matches, man, and especially this week as far as... I mean, really, it's the most important in the last series, I would say, of the week. But,
a lot of my Protects this week mattered a lot.
Yeah, so, the last two matches have a lot of really, really important Protects.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And then there's another thing that's kind of a theme this week that I'll point out as we get to those, and it kind of has something to do with this match too. So, Dazzling Gleam takes down Larry the Lobster. Almost does a chip on Torkoal, not enough to do any significant damage, but Scald comes out and does enough, even under Sun.
Yeah, that competitive boost, man, it's cleaning house now.
So Darmanitan could take advantage of the Sun boost, but at this point he's up against a really, really strong Milotic, and this Togekiss has already been doing work. It has Air Slash versus his Beedrill, so he's gonna obviously try to outspeed and U-turn with the Beedrill.
Yep.
Looking for them Magikarps, homeboys. I'm getting Jordan his Magikarp. I mean his.
This actually kind of reminds me of the when Jackson brought a whole bunch of water type versus my electric type. He just keeps bringing all this fire versus my Melodic. It's already boosted. I don't know. I'm not sure what his thought process is here.
Well, sometimes you get a situation where you were planning for something and your team's not really prepped for another. You know what I mean?
Yes.
My planning this week was pretty clutch. I'll talk about that when we get to my match, but there's a lot to consider with some of these matchups. I would say that the matchup between Jay and Josh was kind of in Jay's favor, just matchup wise, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
their teams totally were kind of in Jay's favor. So and that's not taking any power out of how well Jay's doing. I'm just saying the matchup there were some matchups that were really tight this week, if you will.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If you look at Jay's team, he has two powerful water types on his team with Melodic and Gyarados, and then Josh has all of these fire Pokemon on his team. So yeah, he's up for a tough time for sure.
Yeah, and
he's really putting in the work though. I will say that.
And I would say it's done probably the best on Josh's team than anybody's team it's been on this year.
Yeah, no, I agree. Especially with the Intimidate him on top to pair with it too.
Oh yeah, that was real clutch.
Yeah. So this Conkeldurr is not going to do as much damage to the Como now.
Still going to do a lot.
Yeah, I'm just saying. And then Como's launching up this Z move.
That's a really crucial Z move too, hitting both Pokemon.
And we're not even censoring it this time, so that's what's up. Yeah, no more censors. Screw that.
Oh, no, that's not good. I didn't see. Oh, no. No.
You worked so hard to censor all the videos.
No.
Well, sorry, guys.
I'll tell you what. You know what? We're going to start the match from here on the replay.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Dude, I literally have to because I can't feature that footage. So we're going to start the replay from here, but you guys missed a lot of talk. Screw it. Whatever. I'll just take the... No, they'll remove it. They'll take the whole video down. I literally can't do it.
What?
I can't feature that footage.
That's if they notice it.
They're going to notice it. So, if you're just joining us now, Jay is doing really well, but the matchup is kind of in his favor as far as overall team composition. And he has currently put Josh in a predicament in their first match. We're going to start the stream from right here, unfortunately.
Hold on. Steven said, you may be able to get with it because of the logo.
Nah, it's already been done before where we tried that.
Yeah, it's up to you, buddy.
I'm just not even going to risk it. Anyway, the match itself is going fine. It's obviously going in Jay's favor in this first setup, but these are best of threes this week. Sorry for the awkward introduction since you guys missed all of that opening.
Oh, jeez.
You know what? I do have...
I mean, you can't edit the video, like, afterwards?
Maybe.
We'll think of something. Anyway, Gyarados comes in with this Intimidate, further powering down the Como. Man, I'll tell you what, though. This is still looking like a pretty close matchup, honestly. You know, Como is it's a beast, man. It definitely can, you know, just rip teams apart by itself. Not to mention Mega Beedrill here to support it as well.
That's a fact.
So we got I just want to make sure we get all the KOs. But yeah, we got Gyarados here powering up with its D-Dance, and now we see in Mega Gyarados. Mega Shrimp Cocktail.
Mega Shrimp Cocktail.
And his close combat's just going to eat that Mano alive. He's like, I'm not risking a Ice School Crash. I'm not playing with that. You're good. So Mano goes down again. And then we got this Waterfall. Taking out the Beedrill finally. That Beedrill's putting in some work though. Not gonna lie.
For sure.
So this Hitmontop's going to come down. And Intimidate's gonna, you know, lower his little D-Dance boost that he did get.
So I could probably hook up the replay, but on YouTube, but we're gonna have to wait a day.
That's fine. Yeah. I mean, as long as you're fine with it, of course. So Hitmontop's going to take the L. He's not risking, you know, having to fight two fighting types at the same time. The Fake Out, you know, pretty much stalls Como for a turn. And now this is where stuff gets crazy. The Will-O-Wisp misses close combat targeting the Gyarados. We're like, oh no, but he lives! Gyarados going for the KO.
And gets it.
Oh,
we're a little bit ahead of you, I think, so I don't know what happened there exactly, but that was the first round. So this is their second round that you guys are looking at right now. Not too many changes on Jay's team except for the fact that he's bringing this Scizor and Marowak. And then Josh has his Fake Out core, his Fake Out Intimidator core with his Larry the Lobster and Torkoal. And then he decided to bring kind of a defensive core in the form of I wish I could remember her name off the top of my head. Spiky Toxic Lady. I mean Toxapex, and then and then
little bit of
Porygon too. Yeah, and with it, so it's kind of a mixed team right here.
Yeah, a little bit of trick room, a little bit of some.
And we are just gonna kick it off because we don't have a lot of time to waste. You ready?
Yep, I'm good to go.
1, 2, 3, go. I'm telling you, man. I should have paid attention in the beginning. I wasn't watching that first match because it was.
It's a shame because I know there's more signature moves that get used to later.
Really? When?
No, I'm playing. I don't know.
Oh my god, dude. Alright, so he leads Toxapex. He leads Toxapex and Porygon 2 with Trace, so he gets Prankster. I don't think that's what he was intending to get though. And because of that, he withdraws it. Hitmontop busts out and Intimidate, which is pretty clutch against these two Pokemon. Undoubtedly, a Fake Out's going to come out of that Sableye. No telling what's going to come out of Conkeldurr.
Right. And this knockoff was a really well-timed switch. And it was a Assault Vest that was on the Hitmontop, possibly on the Hitmontop last round too. The knockoff switch was really good because otherwise Porygon would have lost that Eviolite and just kind of, been frail for a little balloon animal.
It's unfortunate, kind of like, I know Jay was kind of late with his match. His heart wasn't really in it, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of crazy to see how this match goes later on. Ooh, I'm gonna mute you, buddy.
What, me?
Got a lot of interference coming out back there.
Oh no, it's because I went downstairs to get a soda. I'm coming back now.
In the future, just anyway. Torkoal comes out, sets the sun, but I'm not sure about that switch in on these two Pokemon right here. Dragon Dance busts off.
Yeah.
And what does Mamoswine bust? Hitmontop gets a Stone Edge! But it's not enough. I'm telling you.
Does do its justice to Hitmontop, and now he's forced to switch after the boost. So he's in a bad position momentum-wise. Mamoswine's going to use the Protect.
That's a really clutch pivot strategy in doubles to use Protect and then get a safe switch in, you know what I mean?
Yeah. This is kind of like,
and then there's sometimes where you can get like kind of a back and forth swap where it's like you pull this with this set and then next turn Sableye use it and Colossus switch out, but that's not what happens here. I'm just saying that's a really clutch pivot strategy in doubles.
I agree. So we definitely got the Fake Out now that Mammoth protected and can attack freely. The Earthquake is going to unfortunately kill its Sableye, but Sableye did what it needed to do. Surviving the Heat Wave with just 6 HP so it can Fake Out what it needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So now Torkoal assumably can't Solar Beam or Heat Wave or whatever it wanted to do. And now we got Scizor out. It's still looking a little, crazy. Heat Wave could take out that Scizor if he's not equipped to take care of it.
Yeah. Plus, with the sun out, I mean, this is a situation that you would recommend. You would recommend not putting Scizor in, but
so he protects.
Exactly.
There uses Aqua Jet. Hits his own Torkoal.
Clear misclick there. I don't think that was a suicide move. I think that was a misclick, but we never know. And the Earthquake does what it does to Larry the Lobster. What were you saying?
I was talking to I talked to Jay a little bit about that, and he hit up Josh, and apparently, from what Josh says, he actually meant to do that, trying to hit Torkoal so that he could trigger its berry. But,
because he didn't think the sun, but he probably didn't. I mean, adaptability made the difference.
Exactly. I personally think that's way too risky of a move to go for it. But hey, if that's really
he wanted to go for the gold, man. He wanted the legendary play.
Too risky for my taste, man. Switch him back and then use him at Trick Room. Screw that. But hey, man, whatever.
I wonder if it was equipped with Protect, because he could have stalled out. But anyway, Hyper Beam busts off.
Hyper Beam, yes, on a stab too. And this Oku's Mamoswine, man. Mamoswine. It's
Not having a good year.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Ooh, but that Hyper Beam now has took its toll, so now Porygon will be unable to attack, giving Scizor the chance to boost up with Swords Dance.
There you go. Scizor finally showing what he can do in Season 3. Season 2, he didn't get as much play. He actually was very misused in Season 2. And in Season 1, he was used to pretty great effect by Jordan. So it's good to see him back in Season 3 actually doing what he was meant to do.
And now he protects, expecting the Flamethrower from the Executor that Jay does know very well. And we even have a Balloon Doom coming out here. Man, he's trying to take life, man. He's like, screw it, man. I'm taking something out. I took out my own mons, now I gotta take out some of y'all's.
Boom, Bloom Doom busts off, hitting Conkeldurr for...
So if we had to pick, like, I know we're not doing any more MVPs, but if we did, like, technically, wouldn't have Crawdon got the nomination? You know, he kind of helped Jay, you know, a little bit.
Shut up. It's like the Heracross and Mudsdale all over again.
If you notice, though, that knockoff did connect finally and took off the EVO light off of Porygon. So now Porygon has limited bulk. Thunderbolt is going to take a very little bit of help out of Scizor, and Drain Punch will cleanly KO it.
Boom. Helium V2 goes down. And you know what? Just like the Hindenburg, he couldn't take that fire.
Rubber Ducky, you are not the one.
I don't get that reference.
It's Sesame Street.
Damn it. Toxapex comes out. A clutch Hitmontop drop on these two guys because he does get the Intimidate and the choice to fake out one of these two Pokemon. However, Scizor has already gotten its boost off with Swords Dance.
But Scizor switches out.
Interesting.
Even with the boost, yeah. He wanted the Intimidate. You know,
Reverse Intimidate.
Games. Yeah, no, you wanted to make
You're trying to scare me? I'll scare you, buddy.
Yeah, he knew the fake out was probably coming. So this Toxic's going to hit the Conkeldurr now. This was a little bit of a risky move because Conkeldurr is obviously known to have guts, even though he isn't holding the Flame Orb. You know, it's still possible he could have had guts on it anyway. So I don't know, man. A little risky for my taste, but I guess it wasn't really much else he could do with Toxapex anyway, since it relies on passive damage to do too much.
Yeah, that's true.
So, with anyway, this Drain Punch will take some decent damage off of the Hitmontop, recovering what it lost. And then Stone Edge, man. It's crazy, man. This Gyarados, it's living those Stone Edges. It's eating it.
Yeah, for sure.
He's like, you ain't critting me, man. No way. But the Infestation will kill it for the KO. And now the dimensions have returned to normal.
Look at you, man. Play by play. I much prefer the Ish talk. Here we come with a Protect to set up just to make sure that, you know, he can bust it off. He probably foresaw the Baneful Bunker. You know, he was like, let's double protect each other, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to fall for yours now. Neither of us can protect, and I'm free to attack you. Or not neither of us, because there is a 50% chance, you know, Zach.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It happens sometimes.
So that's Boomerang, man. It's going to take a chunk out of Toxapex for sure.
Fat
couple of chunks, actually. Two chunks to be specific.
And almost even kills it. The Toxic, just to kind of, that's all, like you said, that's all it can kind of do right now.
It's kind of sad, though, because you can tell that he does not have an actual offensive move on the Toxapex other than the Infestation. So he's unable to actually scald either the Scizor and burn it or the Marowak and KO it. So
yeah, it's pretty much GG right here, which it is. And that's a sweep, a 2-0 in Jay's favor over Josh. knocking Josh out of the playoffs and solidifying Jay's spot in the semifinals.
Right. Whether it was intentional or a misclick, the crawl don't hurting the protocol inevitably did hurt his chances to make a comeback with Trick Room, Heat Wave, Spam. So, not sure what was going on there, but hey, man, you know, sometimes things happen, man. It's playoffs, baby. Try again next time, Josh. It was great having you on the season.
Yeah, and as we say goodbye to Josh, though, we say congratulations to Jay for making it into the semifinals. And to finish off their bracket, actually, because this is almost in bracket order here. That was the bottom of the left side of the bracket. Now we're on the top of the left side of the bracket. The number 1 seed, asterisk, with the 10th player, or not even 10th, the 9th player, William.
Man. So you remember when I told you I didn't watch this match yet?
Yeah.
Make you may have that Z move, man. I'm just gonna say it.
No, it doesn't. But
you watched this one, okay.
You kind of get a nice little flavor of Mike here. This is a solid team with the new exceptions of he did use Electros in the season, so I wouldn't say that's new, but he is bringing in the Ninetales that he got from William and the Blastoise that he got from Jordan. So these are his 2 new Pokemon in this matchup. William again playing a Reese's team. Solid matchup. I would say it's almost too spread though. Here we have kind of a Trick Room core mixed with a Rain core. I
think he was. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I mean that's what I see. You know what I mean? He's got his Fake Outer, his Ghost. Mimikyu is very versatile, and it gets the free substitute. But I don't see that this team has an end strategy versus Mike's.
Well, what I was thinking he was going to try and do here was, possibly go for a more bulky kind of set, with the possibly Curse set Muck, or, because he really needed Muck to take care of that Ninetales.
Yeah.
Because with the Ninetales, it would be really difficult to take care of him with his Rain core going on. So
yeah, there's a couple Pokemon. There's a couple Pokemon in these later matches. The first match, I would say there wasn't a single Pokemon that was kind of match defining. But in this match, I would say Ninetales is one of the Pokemon that you need to take out if you're William. You know what I mean?
If you're anybody.
Well, yeah, obviously if you're anybody, but in this specific matchup, Ninetales is the hot ticket item that you need to take out, and Arcanine backing it up is really really crazy because it can hit Pelipper with Wild Charge for Oko. You know what I mean? Right. Like it can hit close combat, it can hit Credilli for Oko. You know what I mean? Like it has a lot of potential, and then his other Pokemon just kind of all around support that mentality. And Electros, while it can't use its electric moves against the Swampert, it's not going to be hurt by any ground moves, and it's not going to be hurt by the water moves really at all. So like that Pokemon with Energy Ball, I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I was just about to say. Yeah.
It's going to do what it does. So this matchup heavily in Mike's favor. I'll say this. I did a podcast with Champ this weekend, and at the end we were talking about it, how he dropped and stuff, and I was like, well, nobody wanted a 3-peat or whatever, and he was like, and that's the thing, my team, nobody could have taken it out. But I think if anybody could have taken it out, this match definitely wouldn't have happened if he hadn't dropped this team matchup, but if anybody could have taken it out, I think, again, Mike was prepared to, and that's the matchup that we're seeing here, Proxy Will.
Right.
So let's go ahead and kick this one off. You ready?
Yep, I'm good to go, bro.
1, 2, 3, go. I'll let you take lead real quick. I have to go grab something.
Yeah, go ahead, man. I got it. While Ian's away, I'm just going to let y'all know that we are actually officially sponsored by Code Zero Soda. Do not let him fool you. Coke Zero has been our loyal sponsor for decades, and that's not changing. That's not going anywhere. Coke Zero is here to stay. So Fake Out will, take care of the Whimsicott real quick. Taunt will stop you from doing any kind of setup. And now, obviously, he can't use the Trick Room. So, actually, Ian was right. This is a Trick Room core. And now, unfortunately, the Encore will deal with the Hariyama after the Fake Out. So now he's going to be forced to keep using it. And finally, Cross Poison will get rid of his disguise. So we see a Shadow Claw. And this does a little bit of damage, but not enough. So now this Hariyama is basically forced to switch, and possibly even the Mimikyu as well. Doing very little damage and not having really much to do. Oh no, he doesn't actually. So again, Crobat will use the Cross Poison, and oh wow, okay. So we do see a Z move. It's a Ghost type. All right. Thank Ian, he doesn't have to actually edit this one too or whatever. We do have a Ghost Z move, and this is going to do some pretty decent damage right here.
And we're back!
You were missed, man.
So, he doesn't bust off the Signature Z. Thank you, Will, for adhering to please don't do Signature Z. I should have noticed when Como was on the team.
Yeah, it's all good, man. It happens. We had all them delays and everything.
Yeah. Anyway, now we're getting a Return Z.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Crobat trying to come in for the quick damage.
Supersonic Strike.
Ooh, this is gonna hurt. Okay, he really wanted to take care of that Mimikyu. He was not leaving it up to chance.
No. And that's something you gotta do, man, because that Pokemon can start busting off.
You know what? I'm actually thinking he might have did that, predicting a switch, and then trying to, get
hit Hariyama?
Damage. Yeah, man. Just hit something super hard.
Like, he switches out, goes into Hariyama, and Hariyama gets hit by Supersonic Strike.
Wait, no, he didn't switch out, though. That was the thing.
No, I know. I'm saying he was thinking.
Oh, yeah. No. I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's what he predicted. It's just the Will didn't play like how someone would probably play that.
Credilli comes out. This is a Pokemon. This is a Pokemon that I think was not needed on this team. Is what I meant by Raincore earlier. Like, I don't think Credilli was necessary. Credilli's on Arisa's team to support Camerupt.
Yeah, but that was actually a bad move, really, because now the Muck, basically wasted turns using Curse just to switch out.
That too, and that's again, no offense to William, but that's kind of the difference in the players here that we're seeing. Like, the teams were very well matched.
Yeah,
but the players are hitting a difference in skill.
Oh no! Don't tell me. Wait a minute. What? No.
Yeah.
It's not Storm Drain Credilli?
It's not Storm Drain Credilli, bro.
Well, come on, man.
Hey, don't count on Will to succeed, okay?
He even set up the combo just to do that. God dang it, Will. Oh.
I'm sorry. Hey, real quick, just to interrupt. You didn't happen to say anything about Coke Zero, did you?
No. Who would ever tell you that? No. I would never. That would be rude.
Coke Zero is definitely not our sponsor.
Hey! Quiet down, Peanut Gallery.
All right, just making sure. Anyway, Aurora Veil goes up.
Never betray your trust like that.
Aurora Veil goes up almost extraneously, like not really necessary. And now we have Mega Stoice coming in, hitting with Aura Sphere boosted by, what is that ability?
You're talking about the Mega Launcher.
Yeah. A great ability. I think it should see more Pokemon.
Yeah, that would be awesome, man. Not sure it would get it all. Actually,
new Pokemon, dude. Like a cannon, dude. Yeah, imagine a cannon turtle. Oh, well, I guess that's what we're dealing with here. I was gonna say cannon turtle, like from Yu-Gi-Oh, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. We do have cannon turtles. Wonder what generation that came in, huh?
Cannon turtles.
You know, kind of thinking about it, it's kind of depressing because we have Magmortar who literally has cannon for arms, and he doesn't have Mega Launcher.
Dude, that would be so sick.
And they could give him like Aura Spear and like some crazy shit, like just to use it. Like that would be awesome as hell.
Hashtag remake Magmortar. Intimidate further weakens this muck. Credilli's out there in a very unpleasant situation, and so he switches it, hoping that, you know, he was going for, I guess, the Aura Sphere on the Credilli for the kill, which was the case. That was aimed at Credilli, and that ended up being a decent switch. But the Scrappy Doo avoids the Sludge Bomb.
Ooh. A bad situation turned worse. Ugh.
The fates wanted Mike. As we go through this match, I'm going to say we're not even going to stop at the middle of the next match. There's a small break between them starting. We'll talk about how their teams match up, but we're just going to launch right into the next match in the series.
All right.
All right, you got it on a playlist, right?
Yes.
All right,
yes,
cool.
I do.
All right, so the recycles a guava berry, and then he eats it immediely. Excellent strategy.
Guava is, for those that don't know, it's for special defense boost in nature. So this is a cursed muck with heavily invested special defense. So that it's very bulky on both sides of the fence here. Just something to think about, in case you wanted to make a muck.
So, you know how Arbok is Cobra?
Yeah. Are you trying to say Muck's name?
No. I'm not trying. What? That's such a cheap joke, dude.
You're the one that brought it up. I'm just saying, like.
I was talking about Arbok. I was talking about Arbok.
You saw some sticky goo on this battlefield, and you thought of something.
No, that's not what happened. So
you should probably confess to your fiance.
Intimidate on the Hariyama who switches. Do you even lift, bro? Here comes Swampert. Oh no! I wish you could hear the music. You can only hear it on the replay, but like it's super cool. I'm talking about the music we're playing. This is Lavender Town.
Oh, nice. That's funny.
And this is kind of a boring part right here. No offense, you know.
Well, we got this physical coil set for the Electros. I'm actually more of a fan of Electros's his special attacking moves. But,
dude, now that you're mentioning that, I totally missed an opportunity to bring physical superior against Intimidate.
That would have been
Incineroar with like coil and stuff. Can you imagine?
That would be cool.
That would have been sick. I didn't even think about it.
It's crazy how you think about things like after, like, the match goes. You're like, wow.
That would have been sick, nasty. Yeah. I mean, I think that there was one thing that could have changed the match, but that, neither here nor there. That match is amazing.
We'll get to that.
Flare Blitz still hitting Hariyama, not taking it out. That's a bulky, fat dude.
Yo, but the Swampert going off in the manual ring dance.
He says, "I'll set myself up, bro. You don't lift."
Who needs Pelipper anyway?
I can lift myself up, bro. You see these muscles?
And now the Aurora Veil is gone. Extreme Speed is going to finish off. Oh no, not even finish off the Hariyama. It still has some HP. Waterfall. We'll take out the Arcanine. No more Infinite Squad. And Drain Punch. Ooh, this might hurt a little bit.
Ely. Do you lift has its energy drained, but close combat comes in. Not enough to do a significant amount to the Electros. This is a very fancy use of Electros. I'm a fan of Mike's use of this.
Yeah, this coil set's just making.
I should have kept it when I had it on my team. It was just a slower Zapdos for me.
Yeah, I mean, when you have Zapdos, and so you have to pick another pure electric type, it's like,
Yeah, but they both had immunity to ground. Anyway,
that's all.
He was clearly going for the freeze-dry kill, which would have done ×4 because of the ability of freeze-dry. And Ely takes the kill. That was a crit.
Hit.
Bum, 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 bum. Takes him out.
So this is a close match, actually, all things considered.
Just to remind you guys who are watching, we are doing the giveaway. I'm going to post it in the chat for Twitch right now. Post a Magikarp on GTS asking for a level 100 Cresselia, and we got you. Sorry, Zach. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm just like, now we're down to our last 2 Pokemon, man. And Swamperd's going to take this freeze dry really.
Bang.
Ooh, he did not appreciate that at all. And the crit on top of it, too.
No, yeah,
that's for Electros.
Take that. Flash Cannon does a significant amount of damage.
And now we have Toxic,
Ugh.
Because after we learned from last match,
I love when you see somebody be like, all right, this is the end of the match. Toxic. I'm gonna use Thunder Wave on you, bro. Like I'm changing the game.
I have 2-1 right now, but I got this still.
I'm changing the whole game, homie.
Man, can you imagine if he had like?
And then he just busts off like 8 protects, like in a row. They keep getting less and less likely.
Double protect is not likely to ever work ever.
Yeah, but it happens. So anyway, going into the next match, we have a slight change up on Hendo's team. It's kind of a similar one on Will's with the Hydreigon and the Raichu and the Azumarill. So we'll see how it goes. Whose Mega is Hendo's? Is it Tyranitar? Is it Gardevoir? Let's watch.
Could be either one.
I told you we just slide into this one. Oh, Gara comes out. Kazekage setting up the Sandstorm. So far, man, who's kind of the MVP of this set? I guess if you want to do MVPs, let's talk about MVPs of the sets while we watch this go down. So, like,
MVPs that aren't the MVPs.
Yeah, they won't be MVPs, but let's, for the week, you know what I mean? Let's just talk about it. In the last match, Jay versus Josh. Who was match defining on Jay's team?
Man, why do you always ask these questions after, like, a minute? I'm trying to think. I gotta say Crawlmont, man. I don't think Jay had
Shut up.
Didn't do it justice.
I'm gonna say Scizor did a really good job. So far, Electros showing its ass to William.
Yeah, man. This coil set returns again, man. He's not done. He is not done with the coil set.
Waterfall, he rides it up, punches the Crobat in the face, but Crobat survives, gets a cross poison off on Pelipper, nearly nothing, and Hurricane finishes off Batman. Do you think that's Adam West, or do you think that was Christian Bale, or?
I think it was the who's the guy from the anime?
Rock Slide, man. Kevin Conroy.
Yeah, that was Kevin Conroy. That's my boy, dude. That was my boy.
So Coil Rock Slide does enough damage to finish off the Pelipper in a spectacular showing by this Electros.
Ooh, and now we got Dragon out here. Dragon.
Hi, Dragon.
And now we don't see Dragon.
Swaps them out, man. Why keep them in when you don't have to? Because there's snow out there. It's snowy. I don't like them. Aurora Veil busts up. Let me ask you a question. If Hail goes down, does Aurora Veil stay up?
Yes.
Awesome.
Once it's activated, it's good.
Let me ask you a question. If you brick break it though.
Well, of course, then it's gone because it's still a screen.
Hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Bring brick break on your Pokemon.
And psychic fans.
I think that brick break on this Pokemon right here that we're looking at, the Swampert Mega, could have been a game changer.
He didn't prepare enough, man. You know what though? It is what it is, man. I tried telling Will, you know.
Will doesn't listen.
Yeah. So I mean, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I actually told him because I told him, like, look, Will. People know if they see Mimikyu, they see some, you know, fake out mons, man. They're gonna be expecting, you know, like a Trick Room team. Fake Mike out, dude. No, I was telling him, fake Mike out. Act like you're bringing Trick Room. Go for something completely different.
Sometimes, see, that's the match-defining differences. A lot of the times is when you bring a Pokemon and your opponent's like, okay, I know this Pokemon, but then it's not that you don't bring that Pokemon. Yeah. You know what I mean? You change it up.
Yeah. Like I told him, like bring Choice Scarf Ursaring, dude. Like that would have been dope.
Ursaring would have just been slanging the L's.
With play rough, close combat, all those good moves, like that would be taking the life.
But with that, we're coming close to the end of here. William just struggling to survive, stockpiling, doing whatever he can to just wait out this match. But he's about to drown. Leftovers. Oh, it's not enough. Freeze dry and GG.
Man. Oh well. Willie, man, you I mean, all things considered, man, you did your thing, you pulled through, you even beat John.
That's the elimination of William, but also the finalization of the left bracket. Next week, look forward to Mike versus Jay.
Yep.
And again, I'm sorry I interrupted you, but yeah, I'm on the same board. I'm on the same page as you. Screw Will. Why didn't you do what we told you? You know what I mean? All that jazz.
It's all good, man. I mean, at least they didn't bring freaking Yawn Umbreon again. I would have been. Oh wait, no, you've got no. Never mind.
Anyway, we have our third series of the week. You versus Speakman. I'm sure you want to talk about this.
Oh, yeah. Me versus Speakman? Alright. So, okay. I decided, ultimately that I've been really popular for bringing, my, Sun team lately, so I really wanted to try to brain and really try to, capitalize on the high speed and power of his team. So, through testing, I realized that Politoed Kingdras, as a lead set, is just really nasty. You know, just can really clean house.
Yeah, I was everybody was wondering, like, why is he just sitting on Politoed when you were in the regular season? Obviously, you were keeping it from other players, but at the same time, it was a huge asset for your team that you weren't taking advantage of.
It was more like matchups defining, like, the range just wasn't working, like, it wasn't as optimal, but anyway, so we do bring this Drain Core here. We got Politoed, Kingdra, you know, obviously they're here to, you know, set the pace of the game. This Politoed here is actually, well, you'll find out, but it's Choice Scarf. So, you know, it hits quick and hard, and then we got Kingdra with double speed, you know, so we're hitting pretty much first all the time. We got Manectric here, who also has some blistering speed. Here to abuse those funders and, you know, all that stuff. And then, of course, Mr. Monk with the fake out support. Gastro here. Here to deal with the Electivire, specifically, and the Empoleon as well. So it hits like a truck. And then finally we have Quiver Dance Volcarona, which really, really just is a monster once it goes off.
Oh, snap. I actually let you go through your whole team. I was like, okay, so here's a Pokemon, and this is something, I'm sorry to say, you know, that, and then skip on to this, but this Empoleon's hidden ability, Defiant. So, Defiant, much like Competitive, has the opposite effect when intimidated. It's not contrary, you know what I mean, but it has a different effect. So, when he gets intimidated, instead of losing one stage of attack, he loses one stage and then raises two, so he nets one whole stage of attack, just for being out there. And Competitive also gave Jay that advantage, and then later you'll see that I use that on my Bisharp as well. So that kind of stat reversing advantage was huge in playoffs week 2 this year.
Right. So, I mean, all things considered, do you want to get this match on? Or
yeah, let's just skip his team, man. We got Guzzlord, we got his fake out Medicham. No telling which one of these is his Mega, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that it's a Sceptile. He's got his own Intimidator in the form of that bird. And without further ado, you ready? 1?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, go. I'm going to kick that off. My boy Zach versus my boy Speakman, aka Dryden, aka best meta ever.
I told you Pure Zero was the better game, and I will stick to that.
I'm telling you, Zoo Kaiju Zoo, bro. Anyway, Happy Feet and Guzzlord come out. I'm a huge fan of how well Speakman has used Empoleon this year.
Oh, absolutely. He has made that thing a monster. So, I actually protect here with the Kingdra. I'm expecting a Draco Meteor, because from Assault Vest, Guzzlord after, stomaching a hit. So, I try to get some quick damage in with the Ice Beam. I can definitely tell it's Assault Vested.
So, why Grass Knot and not Energy Ball?
Because he doesn't get Energy Ball, he gets Grass Knot.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, no, that's just, it is what it is. But now Politoed is really weak in HP, so I switch it out. It's a Denko Sekka, to try and deal with this Empoleon right here. But so now with the weakened HP, I'm like, well, maybe Draco Meteor now will get the kill, even if it is vested, which it definitely does.
Yep. And finally, Guzzlord goes down, and that's pretty much the last we see of him this season. Didn't really get to shine this year.
Yeah.
I remember when you were like, Ultra Beast. I was like, no Ultra Beast. You were like, Guzzlord. I looked him up. I was like, okay.
Fine.
I was like, you can have him. And then he didn't really get to show off. Yeah, you withdraw that Pokemon. Go ahead, narrate this part.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I switched out after losing my special attack. Dropping 2 stages. So now this Electivire is putting some motor drive pressure on me. Now I can't just target the Empoleon. So I decided to get the Intimidate off at least and weaken the Electivire here.
Knowing that you were going to trigger Defiant.
Right. But I protect. That's only because I did see the Grass Knot and Scald, so I knew this was a special attacking Empoleon. So I did not care about triggering his Defiant, actually. But Earthquake happens, both of these mons that are weak to Earthquake protect themselves.
I will say that one Grass Knot from Happy Feet's going to hurt that Gastrodon bad.
Oh, absolutely. But now he has a decision to make. Keep in Empoleon versus possible Manectric, or keep in Electivire versus Gastro.
So, and he chooses to switch out.
Right. So he does switch out. and Earth Power will hit this Electivire for a good chunk.
I think it's KO.
No, it's not. This is a more bulkier spread for Gastro.
No, I meant the Earth Power.
That's what I mean. Yeah, this is a bulky set for Gastro, and he's best.
Oh yeah, okay, there he goes. He survives.
Yeah. So I'm afraid of Choice Scarf, Staraptor. So, I try to deal with it rather quickly. Getting off that Ice Beam after the fake out here, so that way Final Gambit doesn't tear me apart.
Excellent moves.
But I actually saw, like, as you see, like, he survived the Ice Beam, where, like, normally that's not going to happen. I asked him about it. That Staraptor is actually Assault Vested.
So the other Pokemon wasn't. So the Electivire wasn't Assault Vested then.
Right. You know what? Now that I remember, I think we talked about it. That Electivire is a Choice Scarf. That's why he keeps using Earthquake. Yeah. And that's why he switched out the Empoleon. He scarfed it to Earthquake, so the Empoleon would have got hit by it.
Yeah. And that's, again, why he also switched in his Intimidator early to get the free Earthquake without damaging himself.
Right. So now we get to switch into Volcarona here. Gastro is going to make another appearance. This thing is just refusing to die here. And I'm expecting the huge power fake out to hit the Volcarona for huge damage.
And he tries to, but Black Hole Sun won't become faked out.
That would be great.
Oh, Gastrodon survives and then eats the berry straight out of my playbook.
But watch this.
Recover! Full HP. Look at you. Healing was also huge this week. There was lots of healing berries on people's Pokemon, and then also recoverers, as well as spoiler alert, I use Comfy a lot this week, and that's basically the healer.
Right, yeah. The be-all, end-all healer. So we go for a Quiver Dance Boost here now.
I'm going to be honest, I'm going to talk so much about my match when it comes up. Like, I'm going to be like, oh, we're going to talk whole teams.
So this Drain Punch just takes a wallop out of Gastro, taking all of that energy, like all that HP. All of it.
Earth Power, however, is enough to put down Black Eyed Peas. And he's just 2,000 and late. Happy Feet comes out later to be hit by another Intimidate, I'm sure, boosting his Bullet Punch.
But no, this is crazy because he actually gets a crit on it.
And then Flame Body is even worse. All Might can't do anything now. It's almost like.
I think he did it.
It's almost like one for all and then all for one, like versing each other.
He was just like, I know this Meta Stream is dying, I'm gonna do something.
There it is, the kill strike.
I keep in the Gastrodon versus the Empoleon knowing Grass Knot just because I did not want to risk him targeting Volcarona with Scald, expecting the switch.
Okay, so Skeptile comes in. Is this his only option now, or?
I believe no. He has
and this is his Mega. This is confirmed his Mega.
Yes. Okay, so now you got Empoleon versus Sceptile. Now, this move was actually clutch. I'm expecting him to protect with the Sceptile and, try to target my Volcarona with the Empoleon. Knowing that I can't target it with the electric move because of Lightning Rod. So I protect as well.
And then he protects. Confirmed your Pokemon is faster than his. Hidden Power doesn't kill. Is that HP Ice?
Yep.
Of course. Scald gets blocked. And now he knows it's HP Ice. He's like, I'm out! Slipknot fan, you take this L. getting an Intimidate off on Pokemon that frankly aren't going to use physical attacks, but it's his only option at this point.
So Denko Sucker actually goes for the Protect here.
You stole that name.
Oh, I definitely did, but it definitely fits. Anyway.
So the Bug Buzz is enough to kill the bird.
But watch this.
Oh! Z-Water.
If I didn't do what I did, that pupper was going down.
Hydro Vortex! So even though you protect it, obviously the Z move hits through Protect. You survive it because of the reduced damage of Protect. And now he's got 2 Pokemon left, and both of your Pokemon more than capable of taking out Sceptile. Really, it's the Empoleon that's the issue left over.
So we both, outpredict each other, expecting a turn 1 Protect, from each other. So, I of course try to target the Sceptile just in case. And he does learn his lesson from the first time, and it's called the Manectric. Also hitting the burn.
Which is going to be almost enough damage. 3,
yeah.
Really a fourth of the damage remaining that he needed, and it wasn't enough.
So he protects here. And I know I'm faster than the Sceptile, so I will confirm to kill the Sceptile no matter what. So the Sceptile takes an L.
Now it's just him versus you.
No, unfortunately, he protected, so now Manectric will die to its burn.
Who's left? Treeborn. The frog! Oh no!
I wonder what it's going to do.
It's just going to power up that Empoleon even more. Bug Buzz outspeeding Empoleon, doing a significant amount of damage still. For it being not very effective. And then Encore?
You want to protect? Go right ahead.
Oh no. I'm sorry, Speakman.
I'm sorry, Speakman. But this was a very intense match on both sides of the fence.
So he does get a Protect off. But, too little too late, because here we go into Checkmate and Black Hole Sun's KO double. Draco Meteor, baby! Hey, it's Infinity War!
The funny part about all of this is that literally none of the moves in all of my remaining Pokemon sets were neutral damage. They were all literally not very effective.
You just had to hit him twice, give him the 2-piece.
So I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty scared for a minute, and then I realized I could encore it, and I was like, okay, we're in this.
I am gonna pause it on your next match so you can talk about your teams here. So go ahead and talk about these guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so now we got our second matchup here versus me and Chris. So I was expecting him now that he has split up the Rain team. I was expecting him to predict me bringing Sun. So I wanted to make a team that did not care as much about Stealth Rock or Rock Slide. So I actually go with a very standalone team, with Mr. Mime, Support, and Infernape. Chris has been known to use a lot of physical attacking sets, so I wanted to kind of capitalize on that with the Intimidate Manectric and then Infernape's Will-O-Wisp support. So I go for a good bit of setup here, but as you can see, this team is very ill-equipped as it is to deal with the Sylveon. We have Gasher here, a lot of special attackers. I think the only physical attackers are Lycanroc and Infernape. So it's looking pretty grim here, but anyway, we have the Gastrodon here to to absorb the Scalds from Empoleon if they target Lycanroc or Infernape. We have Amoonguss here to possibly spore something like Sylveon or hit it with a Sludge Bomb. And then finally we have Lycanroc here to set up and attempt to sweep with Excel Rock for Rock Slide. He goes for a very standalone team himself. As you can see, he has the Crocodile here, presumably to deal with Sun if I did bring it. Sylveon's here to set up Hornet after Intimidate. Pretty bulky mon, so I definitely don't blame him there. We have Azelf here, here to pull off those busty memes. Empoleon, of course, doing what it does. And then finally Staraptor and possibly, most likely, definitely Mega Metachamp. So, yeah, these teams are both really aggressive. Definitely a one-sided, crazy match. Jeez. I really feel like we need to have a countdown of how much hacks happens in this match. There is a lot. A lot of hacks that happens in this one. Yo, what's up, Jay? I see you over there, bro. We're just waiting on Ian to join us back, and then we'll get this match started. Anybody want to start a clock? Say like how many flinches are in this match?
There's probably one flinch in the whole match.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Anyway, you ready to kick this off?
I'm ready.
All right.
One, two, three, go! Starts off with your traditional bullshit Zach intro.
Whatever.
Zach, apparently you've been having these people sleeping, man. I left, I come back, they're all asleep.
Nah, they're excited. They can't keep it in their pants.
Big Nose busts out with Sylveon that he got from Jalen, so Jalen's spirit coming in and both sides of the field this week. Mojo Jojo sees his old teammate and says, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I have to do this. So, set up some screens here for the first time. Setting up some screens.
Those screens are really prevalent this week too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And this Side Shock, even through the screens, does over half of my HP. But now that the Crocodile has protected, even after the Intimidate boost, I'm going for gold, going for broke, and Fernape's powering up, going Super Saiyan levels, all out pummeling. We taking out this Crocodile right here. Captain K. Rool got nothing on me. Right in your big ass nose. And down goes Crocodile. And then why not? We set up both of them. Reflect as well. And now this is where shit hits the fan. Sylveon sets up this Calm Mind and just starts monstering my whole squad. Just watch.
Yeah, man. I got a little treat for people later.
Sylveon's a freaking beast, man. I underestimated Sylveon completely, and after this match, I want one. Season 4, if I had Sylveon, don't be surprised.
Yeah, right.
So I go for the Protect here, obviously expecting Takeout, which actually hits the mime. I guess he did see that coming. So no Dazzling Gleam there.
Get some free passive damage on you.
Yep. So he goes for the Protect now, which was crucial because now I can't burn it with Will-O-Wisp.
Oh, the Dazzling Gleam only hits ineffectively against a Sylveon because Zach doesn't know how to pack poison moves.
Shut up.
Psyshock does enough to just finish off Mojo Jojo, and unlike he was planning to do, Sylveon puts down the monkey. And I guess it didn't really get to shine in that pile.
Here we go.
It came out and it didn't do a goddamn thing.
Hey, it killed the crocodile. It did something. Did something.
So, fire move. Boom.
First crit of this match. KOing in one shot the Amoongus. And
then side shock. You didn't. Oh, you switched in, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, that was all targeting Amoongus. Not sure if he would have lived it, but hey. If it did, that cutie pie was going to sleep. That's all I'm saying.
Spore. Man, if you wanna see a match that's a bore, just bring a Pokemon that has Spore.
Hey, that's not true. I have standards. I don't double Spore people.
Yeah, well, okay. Anyway, so the Protect comes out. At least you don't double Yawn people, right?
Yeah, no, that's lame.
Volt Switch hits Pinky, goes back to the original trainer to eventually come back out and intimidate the hell out of this Medicham again, cutting huge power down. Dazzling Gleam once again protected perfectly, perfectly. Wow, perfectly. Anyway, Speakman killing it. Speakman killing it this week, hitting up the Calm Mind.
Man, it is looking grim for me, man. My Amoongus died, so I have no poison moves to deal with it now, or Spore. This thing is just going on a rampage now, along with Mega Medicham, and it's looking bad news bears for me, man. We do hit for a good chunk of damage with the Dazzling Gleam. I actually felt really dumb for this. I could have brought Soundproof Mr. Mime. I wasn't actually thinking about it. And unfortunately, it does KO.
Yeah, man.
So maybe that would have made a difference. Who knows? But the Gastrodon does recover and takes care of the Mega Medicham.
That's it for Mega Medi.
But this still
is it for Speakman's playoff chances? Not quite yet. Meme Strats comes out. So Meme Strats, for those of you that don't know, it might not be the same one, but Meme Strats in the past had been the Explosion Choice Banded Azelf.
Which I do inevitably forget.
Oh! Meme Strats! Oh, it's Hiroshima all over again! I'm sorry, Japanese nationals.
And man, I was so mad at myself here because I was like, oh yeah, Swords Dance with the Lycanroc, you know, try and do something, you know, but I'm like, I'm probably going to die, let's just Rock Slide and try and hit something. And, of course, it doesn't hit anything, and I wasted a turn, not Swords Dancing.
Should have Swords Danced, should have SD'd.
So, at this point, it's looking bad, man. It's looking real bad.
You do bust off Intimidate, triggering Defiant again.
Which doesn't matter, because...
It is a clutch. It's really, again, yeah, but it is a really clutch Pokemon on his part.
And he does protect, expecting the electric move, of course. Because why not? And then... we're like, screw it, man. Let's just see if we can flinch things. We're in a bad situation.
we went from 9 to 8 viewers after that Hiroshima comment.
Oh, Jesus. Thrown in the tree. So the flinch does go off, making the Sylveon unable to attack. So he's like, alright, well, whatever. You know, that's fine. So I was like, well, bet. Let's try and hit with the Thunderbolt. You know, let's go. Let's freaking go. Hit with the Thunderbolt and try and kill it with Rock Slide. Doesn't happen. He had me predicted, man. He had my game, man. He knew it.
Hey, you guys are friends for a reason, right?
Yeah, but he does flinch again for a second time in a row. Craziness, man. Craziness. So Thunderbolt now finally connects, and Rock Slide will connect hitting both Pokemon and finally taking out the Sylveon has been the bane of my existence.
I really gotta stop referencing that joke because now we're down to 7 viewers.
Jeez. So,
if you guys want the Cresselia giveaway, just toss a Magikarp up on GTS asking for a level 100 Cresselia. Let us know you did it and we'll drop it off your way.
So, Steven actually brought this up to me. He was like, yo, that Empoleon, that's Hydro Vortex, that meant that shit twice. Man, I am the Michael Vick to my puppers, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, like, Rock. You just got waterboarded. So, Staraptor comes in here. I'm down to my last Pokemon, and he gets intimidated. I was really debating on just trying to Cell Rock, but I'm like, well, whatever. Rock Slide. Why not?
Do it. Rock Slide. Slipknot fan takes the L.
For the crit. The yellow text appears, signaling its doom.
And it goes down. You survive by 6 HP. Happy Feet flinches. Oh no! But you're not. You still probably can't win.
It's down. It's down to the last combatants. They're both tired and weak. And Small Pupper goes for the drill run.
Oh, and it's enough! It's enough! It's enough! Speakman's finals career is over!
But wait! Double KO!
The second one of the season! The second +0 of the season! That's a show in anime if I've ever seen one. Excellent match, Zachary.
Huh?
I said excellent match, Zachary.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I feel bad for Speakman, but I don't really because I had a match this week too.
You're like, I feel more bad for myself.
Oh, and call out to Jay for saying, "Where's the Aqua Jet at, Chris?"
It was not here.
He was not bringing that.
He wasn't planning for a triplicate clinch. And
all right, guys. All right, here we go. The final series of the week. Myself, Murrah versus Jordan. Jordan coming in as the higher seed of the playoff bracket. Still, though, already had to fight his first week really hard. And just to make it here, well, I guess not really hard. It was against Steven, but he's going up against me, and I'm second place. Astra's third place. But he brings a lot of Pokemon, so our teams match up really interestingly overall as far as all 12 go. And it was really hard to plan a team around his team. He had a lot of fire. I had a lot of steel. He had a lot of dark and fighting. I had a lot of fairy. He had a lot of psychic and ghosts. I had a lot of dark. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of matchups that kind of really had a lot to do with this match. And then I also had a lot of priority. I had 2 Pranksters and a Triaz user, and he has Bruxus. So Bruxus was really match defining. I mean, so much so that it's like Bruxus, preventing priority moves from hitting. Bruxus, stop setting up screens and dipping. Bruxus, it's a transgender fish and it's Bruxus. Bow, 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 bow. Bruxus was a big threat this week for me.
Please never sing on stream.
It was a big threat this week for me, bro. I fucking slipped on my lines. Anyway, it was a huge threat to me this week. Caused a lot of my Pokemon and a lot of thought to go into my matches. And I had to deal with it. So we're just gonna slide right into these if you guys are ready. You ready?
Yep.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, let's go. I wonder what the audience thinks of that. We're about to see.
I guess Jordan was just like, you know what? I'm sick of it. Everyone keeps trading for Bruxish and Serena, trying to stop my fake outs. Nah, bet. I want it. No more. No more. It's like his kryptonite.
Alright, so here comes the Bruxish. He goes for the I don't know if you're looking at the stream, but it's funny. He goes for the Megalopony. Tome Gozen goes for the Protect. For those of you that don't know, it's a famous female samurai. Flea Collar goes for the Protect. Double Protect for his fake outs. I'm also famous for Double Protect. That's kind of my thing. I do that all season, every season. I am the superlative of most protects. So
that just tells you, if you want to go like fake out Solar Stance or fake out Reflect, do it versus you and he'll double protect every time.
Anyway, so he sets up screens, pulls out the Bruxish. Bruxish is gone, and I go for the Defiant Tome Gozen. This falls into line with the competitive Milotic and the Defiant Empoleon that we saw earlier. This was a huge advantage this week. The return does a significant amount of damage to Flea Collar, whose sole purpose is there to take out that Incineroar, and the Brick Break breaks the shield, taking out the Lopunny.
So freaking clutch having that Brick Break. So clutch. You could not have predicted the screens.
I mean, I saw him use screens before, and I knew that a fighting move was important against Pokemon like Incineroar. So I was bringing Brick Break anyway, just in case, and it just happened to fall in line here. I do the double protect again to prevent the fake out instead of taking a damage on a switch and protect. Bruxish, preventing priority moves from hit town. Bruxish!
Man, can someone please stop telling him this?
Anyway, if you guys want this Cresselia, toss up a Magikarp on GTS asking for a level 100 Cresselia. Let us know you did it and we'll ship it out to you. Will-O-Wisp hits the Defiant Tome Gozen. So takes that down to neutral attack now. Now he brings out the KD Tray 5. It also is another fighting type, along with a dark type. My Flea Collar goes for Draining Kiss, hitting him really hard and regaining the HP that he did to me last turn.
Almost back to full.
Earthquake busts off and does what it needs to do.
Will connect, hitting both your Pokemon for good damage. And Tome Gozen kicks the bucket.
Tome Gozen goes down, but having done what she needed to do, you know? Alright, now this Choji, bro. This is Chunin Exam, Butterfly, Aura Choji right here, bro. I'm telling you, this dude is on point. So Flea Collar goes for the Protect, anticipating a fake out, I think, because he just switched it, or Will-O-Wisp, whatever. He busts that out onto the Snorlax. Snorlax sets up Curse, I think. Oh, I go for the high horsepower. Trying to get the kill, but the Will-O-Wisp saves him.
Yeah, that Will-O-Wisp is just going to eat the Snorlax alive.
Flea Collar comes back to live another day. Ojibwe comes out. Famous static Zapdos that I've used all season now. And he sets up the screens knowing that my Brick Breaker is dead. U-turn, hits Choji, and he goes back. Choji busts off the Curse, regaining the attack that he lost from the Will-O-Wisp, but will soon eventually lose that to another Intimidate later on. Hashtag no spoilers. And Sludge Bomb does a significant amount of damage to Ojibwe, critting it.
Ooh, and the poison on top of it.
Triggers its berry though. Really clutch berry placement. Wiki Berry goes off. Hidden Power busts, which is the grass Hidden Power, doing a decent amount of damage, but the screens really help. And now Psychic Fangs does the damage it needs to do to Ojibwe for poison to finish it off, I believe. High horsepower still not enough to finish off Gengar, and the Curse Body prevents this Pokemon from using high horsepower. I'll go ahead and spoil it. It only has return other than that as far as offensive moves, meaning it cannot strike Gengar. Now Lucy, the daughter of the devil, comes out, and we get a Protect because we know that he's got those poison moves. Psychic Fangs, so he really wanted to kill my Superior here, and Return is going to do what it needs to do to Bruce Jenner. I take her back, say she's too good for this, send out Street Shark. He's got rough skin. I also was anticipating the Sludge Bomb, which was going to do a significant amount of damage to her, and I needed her for later. Psychic Fangs gets hit on the Street Shark, and Rough Skin does a little bit of damage to Bruce Jenner, but probably enough to let Return finish her off because he was already burned. And Choji takes another hit from the burn. Now he takes an Intimidate. Garchomp also takes that Intimidate. Choji officially at -1 attack right now. Zach?
Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm listening.
So I go Mega Garchomp in here, trying to get the damage as well as any additional HP / defense, whatever I need, you know what I mean? And I go for the Protect.
Yeah. Expecting the, oh. Okay.
I didn't have Protect on the Snorlax, otherwise I would have used it.
Right. So, I guess he was expecting the Dazzling Gleam to possibly take out the Garchomp.
Yeah, but he knew that I was gonna Protect, so he stopped that, and then he lets Dazzling Gleam do what it does to the already damaged Street Shark.
It's looking bad for you, my friend.
Yeah, remember this is match 1 though.
Yeah.
Alright, so he gets the U-turn off, which is really clutch for later on if we're being TBH. And I bust off the Recycle, which lets me regenerate that berry and immediately eat it. This Pokemon is actually considered Uber's doubles.
What?
This Snorlax build.
Oh.
I was trying to challenge for playtest, and it was like, you can't do OU. This is an Uber Pokemon. And I was like, oh, I'm on the right track.
Yeah, I mean that's the go-to set for BGC for Snorlax.
Yeah. Draining Kiss doesn't do the full amount of damage that it needs to kill Katie Trey, and the Poison Jab does what it needs to do to Flea Collar, finishing probably my hopes for winning this match, because Flea Collar obviously could have healed. I was gonna do Recycle here, and then I was like, let me go for the kill, because I can use my Comfey to heal it. You know what I mean? But Comfey dies because it doesn't do enough damage to the Katie Trey. Leaf Storm, and he avoids it. That Leaf Storm, for sure, even with the resistance, would have killed that Incineroar. And High Horsepower, after the extra Intimidate, doesn't do enough to kill Gengar. And it's disabled.
So now you don't even have anything to hit it with.
Yeah. Exactly, and it's my last Pokemon. So he gets his free Fake Out off knowing I don't have Protect. He's seen all 4 of my moves. Sludge Bomb does a little bit of damage. I flinch, and I burn. And now it's just, game time for him. Put him down, boys.
Snorlax, you're going to sleep.
And I faint. Jordan wins. Round 1. Playoffs week 2. And with that, we go into round 2 of playoffs week 2 versus Jordan and myself. We won't spend too much time. Again, Bruxish, big threat here. Very similar team as his last team, but not exactly the same. What's up?
No. I was actually just about to say, as far as the mobs go, at least, these are all of the same Pokemon that he brought, even the same leads.
They're different, though. They are different.
Yeah. Like as far as their actual sets, I'm just saying, like it's kind of interesting to think, like
he was maybe he was trying to get in my head.
Yeah.
I actually didn't memorize his team though, so we went into this, and I was just like, all right, he's got a new team, and we start. I knew he had Bruxus. I knew he was gonna bring it because of all my priority. And I brought Liepard. Zach doesn't agree with the Liepard I brought, but this kind of goes into what we were saying earlier about bringing a Pokemon that kind of leans into what they're expecting. So I knew he'd be expecting Prankster if he saw her. I knew he'd be expecting Fake Out, all that. So I actually bring a red card Unburden Liepard here, so that I can trigger a red card and then outspeed Pokemon like Choice Scarf, Bruxish, and Gengar for kill.
I would like it if it was on a Pokemon that actually had a decent attack stat.
Shut up. Anyway, we'll go ahead and kick this one off. You ready?
Yeah.
This is round 2. 1, 2, 3, go. Round 2, possibly the final match of week 2. Going into it, seeing what we got. Bruxish always presenting a huge problem to quite a few of my Pokemon, because also Bisharp does have Sucker Punch, so...
It's also kind of interesting to note that you actually kind of brought the same team as well, with the exception of Liepard.
Yeah.
All the rest of your team was pretty much the same. Did you feel like you really experimented a whole lot with different variations of your
I
team?
literally did. I did 3, and I almost brought my third set on the... Spoiler alert. I almost brought my third set on the third match, but I chose not to.
I see. I did a whole lot of different variations of my team.
I honestly didn't have time. I started my job for the first time this week, and I was just so overwhelmed with that. Yeah, remember? And I was just so overwhelmed. So I actually pushed it back to Saturday, which I didn't do all season long. He gave me Saturday, and I playtested all Saturday, but I only practiced 3 teams.
Right. So yeah, it didn't give you a whole lot of time.
Yeah. The crit, though, was really clutch there with the Dazzling Gleam. I withdraw Lunabella for Ojibwe.
Also, I will say I really like that you brought Dazzling Gleam, because then that means you're not super afraid of Bruxish.
Yeah, that's the point of it also. And I also brought, this is Ferinium Z Comfy for his Dark and Fighting types.
Right. And I think that was pretty smart.
So he busts off a U-turn on me to get that Intimidate. Both of these obviously being special attackers, and the static Ojibwe
does its job.
I was playing really safe this match too. So I was anticipating him to switch in Bruxish to prevent, a Draining Kiss. So I was just like, F that, swap.
Right, that was pretty smart actually.
And special, this is also one thing, because I knew this was a fighting Gallade, obviously. It's a Gallade. So this Tomegozin has Chope Berry, which halves the damage from fighting attacks.
So is this Zapdos the one that's discharged or not?
No, this is Volt Switch Zapdos, because I didn't want to hit my own Pokemon anymore. Because I actually don't have a lot of ground in my playoffs team.
Yeah.
So the Volt Switch hits KD Dre, killing it, and I'm able to pull back my Pokemon. Sending out the male version of my superior Lucifer. He sends out Bruxish. I swap Tomegozin for Luna. And then I bust off a glare, bro. Boom. He's paralyzed.
And now he can't hit nearly as fast as he has been.
Exactly.
It's gonna take a good bit of.
I honestly, I didn't think that my Lucifer would outspeed him. That's why I went for glare. Otherwise, I would have just done Leaf Storm on Bruxish, you know?
Right. Now the red card will bring out his fake out Pokemon, giving him more momentum. And I actually don't even think you got the speed boost from what it seems like, at least. It doesn't look like you got it. Let's see if it outspeeds Superiors.
Yeah, he did outspeed, yeah.
So he did it, it just didn't show it. Sometimes Pokemon does that, it's kind of weird.
And the Leaf Storm, even with Light Screen, OHKO's Bruce Jenner. And gets the double boost off.
Yeah.
Superior was really match-defining here.
Oh, for sure, man. That Superior is scary, man. That is definitely one of the most scariest Pokemon on your team. In my
Go
opinion.
for my signature. Yeah, I love it. Go for my signature move, Double Protect. Of course, he goes for Fake Out.
On this mother.
This was I was like so shook when he did this. I was like, oh no. Like, so he busts out Z Poison.
Yeah, that was sick. I saw that, yeah.
And I was like, oh, even though I protected, I know it's going to hit through Protect. It could kill him.
Yeah.
It hits Superior. And then does, like, almost nothing.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, that was wild. That Protect was so well timed. I'm surprised he didn't see that the double Protect coming with the Fake Out, knowing that you had been using it like that. But
yeah, I was really, you know, I knew his team and how it worked, and I was really planning on cutting that down. Also, this is Foul Play Liepard, so every time he busts off an Intimidate or burns it, it actually boosts its damage output.
That's interesting. It's a shame it doesn't ever do anything, but that's interesting.
Yeah, it doesn't end up doing anything, but I knew he was going to intimidate it and stuff, so I was like, the attack difference makes a difference, you know? And in playtesting, Foul Play ended up OHKOing like half his team.
Jay, like in the chat, I knew it was a fighting glare in 2018.
I mean, it was though. So Bronze paralyzed Ojibwe did its job, and the Z Fairy just goes off.
Wait a minute, hold up. I got a question to ask you and all of like the Twitch people. If Incineroar is LeBron, does that make Arcanine Michael Jordan?
No, it probably makes Arcanine. I think it makes Arcanine Kobe Bryant.
Well, no, I was saying as in like, cause like everybody constantly compares LeBron to Michael Jordan's.
No, but I think it makes Arcanine Kobe Bryant, and we'll wait for the.
Jordan, are you still here, man? Are you still here? You better be here for your own match. Jordan, I don't think he's here.
So the Floral Healing really sets up Lucifer to survive this poison jab.
We're gonna need a basketball analysis and make sure if Arcanine is Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, or Michael Jordan. It's one of those.
Cleaner says Jay says it's more of a Kobe.
More of a Kobe? Okay. Landorus is more of a Jordan. I can believe that. But the only reason I was saying Arcanine was Jordan is because like Arcanine is like one of the OGs. It's like 20 years old. You know, like a lot older than we were
talking about, but I think Jay and I were talking about within the context of this season.
Well, no.
Because then MJ would be Camerupt.
No, because he's saying Lando is more of a Jordan. As far as like Intimidate mons go.
I suppose. If we're talking Intimidators. The Leaf Storm with the boost does almost all of Chalmers' damage. But because I didn't Floral Healing it, it doesn't survive its own attack. And it would have died anyway to the poison jab, presumably.
It's looking bad news bears for
Oh,
you,
so for those of you that don't know, this Street Shark, aka Garchomp, is named Jab Bolton. It's actually named after the Street Shark, who was a hammerhead shark in the series.
I don't know if anybody watched that cartoon. Did you watch that cartoon?
Yeah, I have a T-shirt of Street Sharks, bro.
You sound so proud of it.
Shut up. Mega Evolution. I say let's end it as we began. Disquake!
Nice.
Gengar survives with its Focus Sash, of course.
Man, he loves his Focus Sash Gengar. I don't think I've ever seen him use a Gengar set other than Focus Sash Gengar. I think he has religiously used this Sash Gengar set the entire season.
And this is what's crazy is the last match, my Ojibwe was Wiki Berry. This match it was Citrus Berry, so it triggered at half health.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually brought a Citrus Berry on my Volcarona because I was afraid of Stealth Rock a lot, so you know I brought it in case I would bring in Volcarona. It would at least
so again. I know I'm sorry I'm interrupting. Again, I do double fake out just to assure my victory here. I'm like I'm winning, so double fake, double protect.
Yeah, nah, that was smart. There's no reason to risk it.
So with a 4-0, I go for the quote unquote Disquake combo, and EQ takes out Jordan's remaining 2 Pokemon, ending in the only 3-round match of the whole week. Or the whole entire season so far, but we don't know about next week.
Right.
So now that brings us into round 3 of the final match of week 2 of the playoffs of season 3. Lots of words, lots of numbers, lots of 2s and 3s. 23 is actually Michael Jordan's number, isn't it? How weird is that?
It is 23. It is 23. Hey, Jordan, so we were just talking, right? Because we saw that your Incineroar is named LeBron. So we're wondering, if Incineroar is LeBron, does that make Arcanine Michael Jordan?
We're not asking that anymore.
No, we are. These are questions that must be answered.
Anyway, he goes into this final team. I'll say this one. I bring the same team as last round. But I did have my third team, and my third team had Cobalion in it with Throat Chop. And of course I was going to lead it if I saw Primarina. And it was a mixed attacker too. So Throat Chop was its only physical attack. Everything else was special attack. And for those of you that don't know, Cobalion is even physical special.
So, Ian, what was your thought process when you were like, I'm going to bring the same mons? Like, what was the idea? Like, let me get in your head.
Wait, what?
I was saying, let me get in your head for a second. What were you thinking? Because, like, you said, like, you had another team.
I didn't say I had a better team. I did not say that. I said...
No. I said you had another
another team, yeah.
I was saying, what was the thought process that made you, hesitate on that? Like, what made you pick?
Okay, so this was crazy. So first of all, my first team did really well, and it had a lot of potential to sweep Jordan's team. Like, I misplayed that first round. You know what I mean? So my first team could have easily succeeded, and in my playtesting, it was actually my strongest composition. So I was really leaning towards bringing my first team. And then my second team actually won versus him. So I was like, obviously this one works on him. Do I bring it again? And then my third team was unproven, basically. And I never, even in my playtesting, the people that I playtested against didn't bring Primarina. So Cobalion never got to shine. And I didn't like that team. So I went with my second team because it won, and honestly my first team, both teams could have won this match. Jordan's teams could have won this match. This last match is one of the craziest matches of the entire season.
I'm with it.
You ready?
Yep.
Alright, hashtag Brugtish. Preventing priority moves from hit and... Alright, you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, go. When we're off!
And Jordan, we were saying like as like that as like a hononym, like like a homage, like
And first of all, it's not homage, it's homage.
Oh my god. Anyway, so yeah, we were talking about how like LeBron in basketball is always being compared to Michael Jordan, seeing how their records stack. I was just saying, like, maybe, like, Arcanine is, like, a homage of Michael Jordan to consider LeBron as being a fire-type Intimidate Mon from, like, the OG era. As Michael Jordan is compared to LeBron.
Yeah, So, here we go into this match. I lead with the Leaf Storm on MJ. Does almost her entire HP.
Oh, my gosh. So much damage.
She uses Wikiberry, I think? We'll see.
Can you imagine if you hit that with...
And then I Dazzling Gleam, and again, almost do all like her whole HP, you know what I mean? Like, it's just that much damage. And Lucifer survives the Ice Beam, but gets frozen. Which is what, a 15 or 10% chance?
Like, I think it's 15%. Yeah.
And then he misses Will-O-Wisp, which again is a 15% chance. So he gets double 15. It's a 15% chance to miss. It's 85% effective.
No. What I was saying was, didn't he target the Superior, but it got burnt?
No, I think he targeted the Comfy.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, he goes for the Sparkling Aura, which gets the Water Absorb, and I switched in. This is my quote-unquote trap card, Lipard, with the red card. I was like, swap it out! Bring MJ out of there. Get a free swap. He brings in Gengar. I'm hoping like, hey, these are both ghosts. Foul play, baby. Let's see if we can get it off.
Let's try to hit it. I wasn't paying too much attention on the last round to see who he targeted.
Yeah. So he goes for the Comfy and it misses the first round. Then he goes for it again and it hits in the second round. Flea Collar is now burned. Flea Collar's purpose is beyond important to me in this round. Like, I remember, this was what I was thinking. In the first round, it did so much to help me survive. In the second round, it actually almost let me win. So in this round, I'm like, even though it's burned, it's crucial to me winning. Because Priority Draining Kiss hits Lopunny and his Gallade, you know, and I need that. So he does double Dazzling Gleam, doesn't kill the Comfy, even with the burn damage, does kill the Luna Cat. And I'm forced to, like, reconcile here. And, like, I'm really down on this point. I think I'm, like, 4... I decide to bring out Lucifer in the case I can bust... Yeah, I'm 5-0. I bring out Lucifer in the case I can get a Protect off out of the Frozen, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to see if it can survive. It can't. It's a free kill. Take it. You know what I mean? Now I'm 4-6. I'm 4-6 now. He Dazzling Gleams me, does a decent amount to Tommy goes in. Flea Collar comes out, still burned, almost dead. Protect with Gengar. I go for the Draining Kiss. I hit on his big tank there, giving me a good amount of health, enough to survive a burn for sure. And Knockoff obviously gets protected. I split my difference there. So he Will-O-Wisp my Tommy goes in. And that's big because obviously that cuts its attack. But this friggin' Bisharp.
Man, this Bisharp puts in the work, man. Puts in the work.
He goes for the
last round.
Yeah, I go for the knockoff. Ba-bam! But unfortunately, you can't knock off and not trigger Focus Sash. So Focus Sash goes. Knockoff's disabled. Knockoff's not that big a deal for me. He goes for the Scald to do damage. does a significant amount, but it triggers the Mega Berry that I equipped onto it this time. Burn goes in, but he's still alive with a significant amount of health.
This fight.
Burn, man. I decided to do this just in case the Gengar outsped my Bisharp, basically. You know what I mean? I was like, I need to make sure Gengar dies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it does. And then Tomei goes and gets the Sucker Punch off on... I just knew he was going to do it, you know?
Right.
Bark, bark. Flea Collar goes down, having done its job. I've turned this match around now, basically. He brings out his weakened MJ just like I brought out my Frozen Superior earlier. Ojibwe comes out. They're both water types. So this is just one of the others. Sucker Punch takes out MJ before she can ever outspeed anybody, even if she would. I don't think she would have. And Hidden Power, this is HP Grass.
So, what was the deal with HP Grass, though? I was just curious.
So, on this team, I had less answers for water types. On the other team, I had more answers for water types and less answers for fire types, so I chose HP Rock.
Wouldn't it have been better to just rely on his electric type attacks to deal with water types?
No, because he could have swapped into Lightning Rod, and I was afraid of that.
Oh, I get it now.
And now he gets a 10% chance poison off, which ends up being really crucial, actually.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I didn't think about that. That's smart, though. You know?
Yeah, I had to. And just in case, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that was smart.
And it triggers my berry, the citrus berry that I brought last time. Now his knockoff is no longer disabled. I go for the Sucker Punch knowing that he's going to attack. Poison Jab.
He caught you moving.
Yep. A Static Bust Off. Again, this is twice this match. Heat Wave comes out. Finishes off Chalmers. Almost kills Gallade, right?
Man, you could have gave me that Zapdos, man. I could have used that on my son or my Rain team.
Shut the fuck up. Anyway, so he brings out SC30. This is the Pokemon that's match defining here. I decide to go for... Let's let it happen. Megalophony comes out. And I go for Protect on Tomei to ensure her survival. And then he goes for the Fake Out. I was like, yes! You know what I mean? In my head, I was like, yes, he fucking chose the wrong one. Volt Switch, Bust Off on SC30, does more than half damage. Switches out with 6 HP on Poison. And I bring in Jab Bolton, full HP, ready to sweep. Paralysis goes off. I'm like, I got this now, you know?
Yeah. Oof.
Mega Evo. Because he's fighting type, I want to use Earthquake. I know that the Rock Slide's not going to be enough on both these Pokemon. He goes for the Protect on SC30, it busts off. He doesn't go for it on the other one. He goes for an attack, and Sucker Punch is enough to kill it. I should have protected here. Because Earthquake kills Tomei.
Oh, man. You jocked yourself.
So Earthquake kills Tomei. Zapdos comes out. I'm still like, it's done. It's 2-1 now. You know what I mean? He just used Protect. It's over. 50% chance. EQ, nothing. Volt Switch, nothing.
So, what's he going to do, man? This is
Poison. Poison comes out.
Oh.
You know, remember your advice about Choice Scarf Garchomp?
Bruxas, you said?
No, Choice Scarf Garchomp. So the Ice Punch kills Garchomp in one hit. Mega Garchomp here proves ineffective, and Jordan takes home the win on a 50% chance protect. Way to go, Jordan. That's very... Dude, and let me tell you, in the match, he took all 200 seconds to hit protect. Like, he took all 200 seconds to do that, dude. And I can't even fault him for that.
When you have to say, when you have to tell yourself, will I win if double protect goes off, and is it worth it?
Yeah, and he went for it. And again, like you said earlier today in our personal chats, you were saying double protect is almost admitting you lost.
Exactly, because more than likely it's not going to happen, and you will lose.
Exactly.
So, like, the match that you could have possibly won in case they protected and then hit with something else, you might have just lost that because you decided to try and protect and you got hit. So,
exactly. So he really brought it home, man. He deserved it. I told him as soon as it ended, I was like, not only did you deserve that W for it, but like also, like, I can go out happy like this. You know what I mean? We went 3 rounds against each other. Nobody else this week went 3 rounds. And also, it was 1 Pokemon and 1 attack away difference.
Yeah, very close matches. Very, very close matches.
Excellent.
I told you,
excellent match.
I told you when it all went down, I was like, man, you got nothing to be ashamed of. Those matches were tight.
I know, dude. As soon as I lost, I was like, you fucking earned it, Jordan. Like, you earned it, dude.
When he won it off the double protect, like, bro, that's playoffs miracle right there. Playoffs wanted Jordan.
Yeah, exactly. But now we're going into... So, let me switch to that, actually. For those of you that don't know, I already have the picture. Boom! Brackets are up. Guess what? This is what you're looking at for semifinals. We've got Mike versus Jay on the East bracket. Or, I'm sorry, West bracket. On the West bracket, Mike versus Jay. Number 1 seed, asterisk number 2. And the number 4th seed... asterisk number 5 versus each other. Excellent match. Crazy matchup versus them. And then we have Jordan versus Zach. So here's what we could potentially have here. We could potentially have a Zach Mike finals, or we could have a Battle of the Jays finals. You know what I'm saying? Or we could have a Zach Jay playoffs or a Jordan Mike playoffs. Like, any way it goes, these finals are gonna be insane.
Dude, that is crazy to think about. Like,
a Battle of the Jays finals?
Dude, because, like, think about it. We never got our Battles of the Jays from season 2.
I know, I'm like, I want it so bad.
That would be too crazy.
So that's what we got, guys, and since it's 9:30, basically, I think we're gonna sign off.
Yeah, no, this was a good stream, and honestly, we had a late stream. Like, we muscled through. We've
been trying to stop the late streams, but unfortunately, the recording went a little long today. My mom came into town. I wasn't anticipating it. Blase, 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 blah. But thank you for joining us tonight, guys. I hope you join us for the semifinals next week. And then eventually in 2 weeks, the finals of Season 3. Which, for all of those, like, Aris definitely could have been in this mix-up here. But for those of you salty about it, Williams out, Stevens out. It's all people that earn their spots in the semifinals. This is worth watching.
Yep.
And I can't wait to see what happens, man.
Personally, I'm going for gold, man. You know what?
I know you're going for gold. I'm going to go ahead and say I want Jay to win Mike versus Jay. I don't know who's going to win. You versus Jordan. Part of me really wants Jordan to win so I can get my Battle of the Jays. I'm sorry.
Nah, dude, that's actually the fairest argument I've ever heard.
I want my Battle of the Jays.
I want the Battle of the Jays, and I have to be the one to lose.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, so with all that said, guys, thanks so much for joining us for this long stream. We hope to see you next week. And that's it for me, Zach.
All right, I appreciate y'all having me here as usual. All right, hopefully next week I come back, with a W under my belt. But if not, great season thus far. Thanks for having us.
Excellent. And you know what? East versus West. Let's see what happens, guys. Thanks so much for watching. This has been the PLC Season 2, or sorry, PLC Season 3 playoffs, Week 2, going into semifinals. We'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
East side.